How's it going, everybody? We are back with our first official training video, first official week of prep, week 0. Just finished up the SBD session earlier today, so let's dive into the week of training I've had. I'm going to kind of just do a little voiceover as to how I'm feeling, how the lifts are moving, what my kind of plan is going forward here. But yeah, let's get into it. So day 1, got some pause squats. Always starting the week off with squats. Pause squats is something I kind of want to focus on my primary day. 363 I took for a couple sets of 4 here. Here's my first set. Did make a bigger jump, so I just went 1 red, 2 red, and then the blue right to that top set. And pause squats, yeah, definitely something I'm doing on my main squat day. That way I'm not too taxed going into the rest of the week, but I'm still getting some good practice with the form down, making sure I'm hitting depth. Last set here, 4th set, I did bump up to 385 just for this set. I'm not sure if this is going to be something that I keep incorporating, but it just felt good in the moment with 363, so I just decided to throw the 5 on there and call it there. This was obviously a little bit harder, but my form was still good. Wasn't insanely hard, nothing I couldn't do, and that's kind of the reason I went up in the first place. But again, might keep doing this, especially while I have that fatigue from the first couple sets. But it did feel good, and definitely something I'm going to keep focusing on here. All right, day 2, we got Spoto bench. This is a variation I haven't done in quite a while, but something that I think would benefit my bench the greatest out of the variations that I tend to do. My bench is definitely my strongest lift, and where I fail bench if for top singles is at the top part of lockout. So I'm usually pretty good off my chest, so I'm really trying to strengthen that lockout and get myself more comfortable in that position. So I did want to take some volume here, 4 sets of 8 with 253. Again, the weight isn't really that much of a struggle right now, just trying to reintroduce the variation back into my programming. But again, I might still play around with this and kind of see if I should pause a little bit higher, if I should hold the pause a little bit longer. And again, I do want this to be my highest volume bench day and leave the rest just for standard comp bench. But it did feel good, and I can definitely see where the benefits are going to be in the long term. Day 3, deadlifts. Definitely a bit of a struggle on this day. My back was extremely tight, probably because I just sit around at a desk at work all day. But I just did a top triple here, 402, no back downs or anything. Just kind of focused on my accessories after, and I'm probably just going to be doing 1 deadlift day per week instead of 2, and just focusing on that SBD session. Day 4, just standard comp bench. Only recorded 1 set here, but I ended up doing 275 for 4 sets of 5. Again, this is a weight that I've done plenty of times in the past for 5s, so just really hammering in the form, making sure everything is set, making sure my pauses are all good, that everything is 2 comp standard, and that's pretty much the big focus. And this is my last training day before SBD. So SBD Saturday, definitely my favorite training day of the week. Last warm up here for squats is 363. Back did feel a little tight, but definitely felt better as I started warming up a little bit more. Top set here, 402 for 3. This is going to kind of be the focus of my SBD days, just doing a top triple and then 1 or 2 back downs, still with just 3 reps. But the biggest thing here, especially for squat, has been getting a comfortable bar position on my back. I am pretty used to the mono lift in the past, which will let me put my hands way out wide, as I tend to be more comfortable with, but the combo rack kind of limits that a little bit. So that's definitely something that I'm going to have to learn going forward here. But 402 for 3 did feel pretty good. Again, not something I should be struggling with at this point, but definitely happy that I was above 400 for my first week. Just trying to start at a good point to make sure when I eventually work up to the heavier weights that it is around the goals that I want to hit. So again, just 1 back down here, 363. Just keep dialing in the form is kind of the focus there. No need to do too much. So just kind of taking it easy after that top set. But that top set really is the focus these days for sure. Moving on to bench, again, just comp bench. Last warm up here's 275. Just taking these last warm ups for 1 rep before moving on to my top triple, that being 303 for this session. Glad to be starting above 300 pounds for this prep. I do have some pretty big goals on bench for around 380, 385. So considering where I started last prep with like 280 for my top triple, definitely glad I'm able to start at this point and that it's moving as well as it is. Then again, back down, took very light this week, just 264 for 3. Very light, very manageable, and just more practice on the form and kind of treating it the same as the top set, but obviously with a lot less weight, but very easy there for sure. Now moving into deadlifts here, last warm up of 375. Felt a lot better than Wednesday's session. Moved right into 419 for 3. Definitely glad with how this moved and that it felt a lot better than previously. Definitely going to be doing just one deadlift day per week, but I'll still probably showcase some of the accessories that I do on a back day on that Wednesday instead. But that was all I had for this week here. Excited to keep pushing, and we'll keep you guys posted on next week. Also, thank you to Dan for pulling this footage from the camera of me just losing my balance with 2 reds as I was warming up here.